is up, everybody? How's it going? Travis here, and we're doing a little demo in front of this green screen, and it's going to be a different vibe, but I think it's going to be kind of cool, and I wanted to give you guys a life update. Okay, so it's been kind of interesting because I have been learning how to take time for myself, and what you to give you guys some context, something that has been very important to me the last 10 or so years has been my job, and while my job is like definitely my heart, I'm in ministry, I'm doing that kind of thing, I had to take a step back for a moment and say, okay, this is what I'm doing with my work, but what am I doing with my life? And when I gave myself permission, space to have those conversations, I realized that I basically was a workaholic. I was working all the time, and work is really great and it can be fulfilling, but when it's like the only fulfillment in your life, then there's an issue, because at the end of the day, if you have the best bosses in the world, or if you have bosses that aren't so great, in the case of me, mine are good, but if you zone in so close, you don't appreciate what exactly is happening, and then you get critical and you start blaming because your life was never designed when God, gave you life. He wanted you to be, spirit, soul, and body whole. He wanted you to have communion with Him, and our jobs can be great, and if you have a good job, great. If you have a job that you don't like, hey, I hear you, but your job shouldn't be the most fulfilling part of your life, and that's kind of the space that I've been able to have in the last couple of years. Am I still passionate about my work? Yes. Am I working hard? 100%. But like, as far as me, there would be many times, I'd be working late on a project, and I mean, quite frankly, like, nobody asked me to do that. Sometimes it was asked of me, but I'm just saying, even for me, because I care about my work, I stand by it, I really took it personal. And I want to give you a few areas that I kind of, that helped me kind of get my life back, right? Because, when you've been kind of too much on one side, you gotta pull back a little bit and get some balance, and I actually am an advocate. I know balance is good, right? Like, balance is a good thing, but at the same time, it's actually when we get unbalanced is when we grow. I mean, when you think of a workout, you're putting tension. I was doing some curls today, and your back and your body, it wants to move forward, but you can't let it. So there's this pull, because you're having to maintain stability in yourself. And in the same way, like, some of these things that stretch us, and we're crying and screaming for balance, and we're praying for balance, when actually, like, some of those things that get us unbalanced are actually the things that help us grow as individuals, So that's some food for thought. But a few areas that kind of helped me get my life back, find a little fulfillment and not be so critical. One of them was getting, into my gym, and I just want to shout out the team at F45. I mean, they are so stellar. It really has been like a family vibe, and I have appreciated that, because that's what I needed coming out of COVID, and it's just been so good to get the endorphins going and, talk to the people at my gym. I see a lot of the same people, so you get to know people's names and checking on people, how are they doing. That has been very life-giving to me. So fitness, that's like a big one. I'm telling you, just getting outside, going for a walk, it can really relieve some of the stress. If you've had a long day, vitamin D, major key. The next area that I'll kind of talk about is, relationships. and friendships, just being able to invest and go deep and go to lunch with people. I mean, I was so blessed. I had a late birthday brunch. I believe my birthday was in May, and we just had my birthday brunch for context. But who's counting, right? But what was really cool, I got to have a very life-giving conversation with my friends Justin and Quenisha, and that was just so cool. And, you know, even to take a step back and say I had one of the best birthday brunches with my boss, Pastor Andrew. You know, shout out to you, sir. Thank you for, you know, doing Black Bear. I went Black Bear like back to back, you know, for both birthday brunches. But yeah, hey, that's a free one too. I mean, you could have a good brunch, you know, and that might be what kind of gives you some joy, gives you a little fulfillment. So, you know, really, but I'll say this too. Like, so many times we feel like people are busy, we don't want to bother people, and you know, most of the time people they don't care that you're a bother. They just want to hear from you, you know, because I think we all recognize that there are times where we need people and we just need to talk, and when you try to take all that in internally, it just isn't a good thing, you know. And I mean, I'll say this, like, God bless Dr. Henry Cloud. He has some good content. I would just push you over there, you know, if you're kind of needing some mental health help, you know, just some of those conversations that he's been having on his YouTube and, you know, his show, his radio show have just been very life-giving to me. And so I would just kind of point you there as a resource. The last thing I'll talk about is, you know, hobbies and interests. So the first one's fitness, just because that's like crazy practical. You know, the next one is friends. And then the last one I'll talk about that really helped me is, you know, hobbies and just finding little things, you know, that you can really get excited about and get behind, you know, and preferably want hobbies that aren't expensive. But, you know, one of my cheaper hobbies per se is playing music. You know, I mean, obviously music gear is expensive, but just being able to pick up my guitar, you know, and play a little bit, I mean, it's very life-giving to me. And just to kind of get back into music has been such a blessing for me. The next thing that has been very fulfilling is fragrances, okay? If you've been watching my YouTube channel, I have been making so much fragrance content, but it's been really cool to explore that because I realized, like, I really like smells and smelling stuff. And my mom is so funny. She said, "You got that from me. I'm that way too," you know? So shout out to my mom. But yeah, I mean, I just have loved smelling different fragrances, reviewing some stuff, and that's been a cool thing. Oh, getting a call. It's actually my mom calling me right now. Hey mom, I'm recording a YouTube video right now, but I just wanted to tell you that I love you.
Okay, honey. I love you.
All right, Mom, I love you. Okay, so that was kind of fun. So I got to call my mom for a little bit, but that is so funny. Yeah, I love my mom. Okay, I mean, you know, and I'll just throw this one in there too. Family. I mean, God bless. One of the blessings that, you know, I've gotten to kind of have a big blessing when I moved to Katy about 2 years ago now was I was closer to my mom and closer to my family. So I've been able to swing by there more and see her. I've seen my dad a lot. And, you know, between the fitness, the friends, hobbies, you know, that kind of fulfillment, and then being close to family, I mean, it's just been really great for me. And, yeah, so that is the life update. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you found it fun, entertaining. Yeah, and if you like this setup, just let me know. We might try to run it back and run it again. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see ya in the next one. Bye.